Hello. Hello, Lohith. Can you hear me?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, Lohit, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, how are you, Lohit?
Fine, sir. How are you?
I am doing good, Lohit. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to conduct an exit interview.
Okay.
This exit interview is basically like understanding how you felt about the internship, what all you learned. Okay, things of that sort. Okay,
Okay.
so this is a pretty generic interview, nothing technical or something. Okay,
Okay.
so let's go ahead. Okay, so you need to answer few simple questions. Okay,
Sure, sure.
so yeah, first question, I would like to understand your overall experience during this internship. Like, how did you feel about this internship, and what was your overall experience in this internship?
Yeah, sir. So basically, it was a nice experience. It's a new experience to me as well. So it is my first exposure to industry knowledge also. So it was good to have this, have good to have to get to work in this project as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what else is? mm, So I think I've gained a pretty good experience and industry knowledge in this.
Okay,
Uh,
that's good.
yeah,
That's good. Okay, so what do you think are the most interesting parts of working in this supply chain AI project? Like you
interesting.
worked on a yes, you worked on a problem statement, correct?
Yes,
So like during this like project work, something you would have felt like this is the most interesting part, and you would have enjoyed that particular when you work on that particular module or something. So you would have been like pretty interested to do work on that particular module. So
yeah,
is
yeah,
there anything that like you felt that was challenging, interesting, or whatever?
yeah. Everything was good, sir. But interesting is working on the UI is was interesting for me to make it better polished and better looking one.
Okay, so have
Yeah.
you worked on creation of any application before? Like I'm sure like you would have created a lot of machine learning models and other stuffs, like but have you worked on creating any UI or application before this?
Yes, sir. I've used the same Streamlit for my capstone project as well, and then I've used another one name called Gradio.
Uh-huh.
So I've built some UI. I mean, it is not big UI. It's simple UIs I've built, like giving inputs, showing output. That's it.
Okay, so that was for your academics, correct? So not any real-time projects or industry projects, correct?
Oh, no, sir, no industry level projects.
Okay, okay, so fine. That is good. So, what challenges did you face during this internship? Any particular challenge, or like did you feel everything was okay? Like how did this internship go?
So challenges, uh, same. I'll go with the UI, sir. It was fun as well as challenging for me. So
Yes. What was
making
challenging?
this EDA graphs, making it align proper, making it a color. Uh, and then
Okay.
another challenge, if I say, making the model learn for the data. Like we don't have proper real-time data, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we just manipulated data, so it is not proper. There are multiple repetitive dates and everything. So it was very hard to make the model to learn something out of the data.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Fine. Fine. Yes, I do understand. See, setting up the data is the most challenging part in any real world project
yeah,
because that is the base for everything, correct? So without
yeah,
data, nothing can work. Okay, setting up this data is pretty challenging. Okay, I see. when you are working on the like modeling, data modeling. So I
Mhm.
think like you had a lot of challenges.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
so maybe like you do not have a clarity on how you build a data model, right? So there are things like dimension tables, fact tables, and relationships. How do you like establish a relationship between a dimension table and a fact table? Measures, KPIs. There are different things. Okay, so one of the challenging part I would tell you is like the data setting up the data. Okay, so
Mhm.
that usually is the challenging part, but like I think like I'm not sure like how you felt about the setting up of the data. Okay, so yes, I think like you would have encountered some kind of issue when you were working on the data modeling, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you're like you're not able to join the dimension tables with the fact tables, and like you're not getting the accurate data or something like that. So you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
fix, right? So
We
yes,
almost took like 1.5 months for collecting and organizing the data itself, right?
yes,
Yeah.
okay, yes. So next question: which task on module are you most proud of? Like you
Proud
feel
of.
like yes. So you feel like I have worked on this. So before this particular project, okay, you have not worked on this particular like this particular magnitude. Yes, you have worked on these things, but like you felt very much proud of working on this particular area. So is there anything as such?
Sir, all the visuals, including EDA, forecasting graphs.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, everything, including all the charts and bar graphs or whatever pie charts, whatever we have. I've just implemented it blindly, not like this much with this much CSS and formatting, not
Okay.
this much layout working out.
Okay.
So
So that means like you're saying like you had plenty to learn here. So it's just not like visually presenting the data using some library, like you had to do the formatting yourself, bring in
yeah,
HTML, CSS, all these things,
yeah,
align it. Okay. So I think like you're talking about those things, correct?
yeah. Also, the forecasting timeline, whichever you said, 6 months, 1 year, move it to graph. So that was
Okay.
also good. I guess it was better. I felt like
Okay. Yes.
changing in
Yes.
real time after training the data.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what did you learn technically and professionally during this internship? So, technically, when I say like you felt that you are now good with this particular concept, okay, and
Mm,
that is something that is on the professional side also, right? So, see, you are a student, you're still studying, or you're just graduated. So, professionally, like you may not know a lot of things that is happening in the real world or in an organization. So, technically, what did you learn? And professionally, what did you learn during this internship?
Technically, what I learned is I know basic ML and Python. So
Okay.
working with the model to learn about the data and patterns and everything, that was a good experience. Also, handling the with even though with this inconsistent data, we managed to make it good.
Mm-hmm.
So that is another one thing. And then SQL. I've
Okay.
just worked with queries, simple queries in SQL. I didn't go this deep into data modeling and all. So that is also was good in technical. If we go as professionally, I've learned to solve problem independently. I need someone's help
Okay.
to figure it out in previous days, but now I started doing problem solving independently. Also, communication,
Okay.
I've learned so much. I've very improved in communication.
Okay. Okay. So that is with respect to your profession, correct? So you're
Yes.
so technically you told me few points. So with respect to professional learning. So you're saying like your communication now has like improved or something.
Mhm.
Okay. So now, like one more thing I would want to add. So I feel this thing. Okay. So see, whenever we are working in an academic environment, correct? So you may not understand the exact functionality of what you're going to do or you're doing. Okay. So there is no such business understanding. Okay. So here that business understanding was given, right? So when you take up a problem, so there are numerous things that connects to this business, right? So it is just not data, it is just not models, something not on the technical front. Okay, so you'll have to know something with respect to the function. Okay, so when you're doing the demand forecasting, why you're doing it, how this works, I mean, how this benefits the business, all these things are something with respect to the functional aspect of what you're trying to do. Okay, so this exposure you will not have when you're working on an academic project, because whoever is guiding you, right? So they're also into this uh, academics and like teaching profession. So they don't have industry exposure. They don't understand the business. So whatever they know, okay, they would have got some information with respect to their exploration, research, online or offline, whatever it is. Okay, so that is one limitation you face in academics. So that limitation was overcome here because you're working with some industry professionals, right? So that exposure should be there. So if you don't know what is the problem, then you cannot solve the problem. You cannot, you cannot meet the objective of the project. So that is one area like you would have learned something technically or like professionally also. So professionally in the sense like, let's say like you communicate. So when you communicate, okay, so you should communicate very professionally. Okay, so that will happen in the company environment, industry environment. Okay, where you cannot send, like your files through WhatsApp or something. So there needs to be a professional communication when you write emails, right? So you'll have to use some professional words, or like you'll have to form the sentence the right way, so which communicates the message. So like this, there are professional aspects to your learning as well. Okay, communication. Yes, yes, you would have learned something with respect to how you communicate orally. But like there are written communications also. So that way also you'd have learned something, right? So you will not send any files from now on through WhatsApp or like some social media. Okay, so you will use professional communication channels like emails or like like, so in the industry they communicate using online platforms like Microsoft Teams or Google, like something with respect to like Google. So they send files over like Google Chat or whatever it is. Okay, Microsoft Team Chat. So they do it professionally. Okay, so they don't send it through WhatsApp or something where like people can hack our files or something. Okay, so in that respect, you do something or you learn something with respect to the profession also. So that is one thing you would have done. Okay. So next question. Tell me about a technical issue that you encountered and how did you resolve it? Okay, so even though like I did give some input, you would have felt it very challenging. Okay, so any technical issue. Okay, I'm not asking about any functional issue like understanding the concept or understanding how to do the like implementation. So any technical issue that you encountered and how did you come over it?
Technical issue was this time series and the profit model, whichever we implemented for revenue as well as uh, demand. So it wasn't performing well at all. I mean, it wasn't predicting at all.
Okay,
Upon that, it wasn't learning anything in the first place. So we
okay,
didn't have, we had like repetitive dates, uh,
okay,
repetitive and emitted dates. So it wasn't learning anything. Nothing was
okay.
predicted also. So what was done is we did it with limited features. We reduced features for those two.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the other thing is deep learning.
Mm-hmm.
We
Okay.
had very less data for performing DL models,
Okay.
so it wasn't learning. Also, same issue with time series and thing. Here, the problem is we didn't have enough data for time series. Same thing with DL. Data was very less,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and then some other issue is during deploying. Some
Yes. Yes.
code works in local, and then it wasn't working on Streamlit server, so I have to make changes there also.
Yes, exactly. So yes, that was one, like answer that I was expecting. Yes. So like you may do technical, like, you may handle technical stuffs. So when it comes to like deployment, things will work in your system. Okay, that means your development system. So when you push it to production, like, so there will be challenges because like when you run things, so you have a preset of libraries or like software or runtimes installed. So in the cloud, let's say like the Streamlit cloud, okay, so you don't know what exactly is present. Okay, that means let's talk about the Python installation. You don't know exactly what Python they have installed, or even what version of the Python has been installed. So replicating whatever you have done in your development system there in cloud is challenging because that Python may not be compatible with the libraries that you have used. Okay, so this challenge I have faced, and like other interns also have faced this. So deploying this is quite challenging. Like you have to do a lot of permutation combinations or trial and error. You'll have to work with like a lot of mix and match to get this fixed. So that is one technical issue you will encounter apart from the modeling and like setting up the data. Yes, so that is fine. So were there any situations where your requirements were not clear? Okay, and how did you handle them? So anything with respect to that?
So, like requirements means I had this particular issue with when going to deep learning. Uh, Hello, so can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, when going to deep learning, I wasn't sure which Python version I was using. But
Mm-hmm.
during deep learning, we had to use TensorFlow. So only Python, I think 3.11, I guess. That version was compatible for TensorFlow. So I have to change whole virtual environment, everything to Python 3.1.
Okay. So no,
Yeah.
that is not what I'm asking. Like,
Okay.
see, I am asking like, were there any situations where the requirement was not clear? Okay, requirement in the sense not technical requirements, the functional
Okay.
requirement. That means you are working on a particular task. Okay, and you're not sure about that particular task, or you're misunderstood, or you had confusions. Okay, something like that.
Like whatever requirement we need to develop the module or something like that you're asking, right?
Yes, yes, on the whole. Okay, so it's just not in a model. So it might be with respect to data, it might be with respect to deployment. So example, okay, so when I say deploy, okay, so you may not understand this term. Okay, I'm just giving an example. Okay, so you may not know what is deployment. So when I say deploy this, okay, you're unsure about deployment, you would have done something else. So likewise, I'm asking, were there any requirements that was not clear, and like you couldn't go the right way? Something like that.
Yeah, sir. Like this drop down, I mean, sorry, drill down, I wasn't sure.
Mhm.
And then I wasn't sure. Once I got entered into ML implementations, I wasn't sure about what to do. Like
Okay.
that's why it took so long. I don't know what to implement, what was layout, what to place,
Okay.
what to place next to what. Like you got it right. I didn't know
Okay.
the flow of the ML thing.
Okay. Understood. Okay. Understood. Okay. So next question, like, how did you prioritize your tasks and manage deadlines? That means, like, let's say, like, you have a handful of tasks to be like done. Like, how do you prioritize the task? Okay. So which task do you give priority, and how do you manage the deadlines? When I say like within 1 week you should complete this, like how do you go about managing the deadlines about that particular task or whatever you're working on?
Uh, so to be honest, the time which you gave was pretty sufficient for me. So I didn't have to rush anything.
Okay.
Uh, but the thing is, my hands on with something else also. I have capstone project as well, and then
Okay.
my college stuffs were going. So I just did whatever deadline was first.
Okay. So how did you prioritize your task? Let's say like you have task one, two, three, four, something like that. So how did you prioritize? Like let's say like your first priority was task number three, and next priority was task number five, something like that. Like, do you have priorities like that, or like you work based on my instruction, or how did you work on the task?
Yes, that's what I was traveling a lot as well, so
Mhm.
we didn't have much time to do the work. So I did whatever first it needed to do. Like if my college work was in a rush, I'll complete that and come back to this.
Okay.
And if I have time for that, and then I'll do our internship, and then I'll go for that.
Okay. Okay. So anyways, so I was asking about the task priorities with respect to this project alone. Okay, so I'm not like I'm not talking about your college tasks, etc., or
Oh,
college projects. That is fine. Okay, so I do understand like whichever is the like whichever needs to be done first. Okay, so you focused on that, whether it is college work or like this particular work. So based on like the requirements and like strict deadlines, you focused on things. Okay, yes, I do get that. Okay, fine. So which new tools, libraries, or concept did you learn? Okay, so that means, so you have some hands on, or you have some like concept knowledge of ML, Python, deep learning, all these things. So something new that you learn, okay, with respect to any new tool or library or concept, okay, you would have learned. So
mhm.
is there anything as such?
So one thing particularly which I used is the Altair, which is a library for these charts, interactive charts, whichever we did an ED and all.
What is that? Altrix.
Altair, Altair.
Altair. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, fine.
it was
Okay,
very helpful to do these EDA visualization and all.
okay. How is it different from Seaborn and Matplotlib? Like, do you feel like the that
Use
particular
C
library?
as
Mm,
well, sir.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, fine. So what I'm trying to ask, like, uh, when you compare these libraries with Altair, right? So this particular library would be like superior to those libraries, right? So did you make a comparison and then come up with this particular library, or like how did you come up with this particular library, or ran like let's say like you explore this online, saying that I want a library which gives me like appealing visual charts or something like that. So did you make a comparison of that sort, or like randomly you picked up this library? How did you work on
Yes,
this?
first I've implemented with C Matplot and Cbon as well. The issue is
Okay.
it just acts as an image. Like we can't do anything with the chart at all.
Okay.
So what Altair is that we can hover, we can zoom, we can choose different things in Altair. I
Okay.
basically used the LLM for that. So I just asked it what to do, and
Okay. Okay.
But actually, it was a deadline for me, so I didn't go for other options. So I was rushing in that phase. So I thought it was good, and then I went with it. That's it.
Yes, I think like whatever you're done, okay, that is pretty good. So yes, so that is fine. So now, how confident are you in handling real world data science or AI projects? So do you feel confident of doing something?
Yeah, pretty confident. Yeah.
Okay, so before this internship, like how confident you are? Like let's say like I give you a problem. So how difficult or how easy it would have been for you to work on that problem earlier and now, before and
Yes.
after? Like
So earlier, to be honest, I was scared to join in this internship. I didn't know anything. I mean, I know something, but I don't know how to implement it, how to organize, how to do stuff, where to start, and all. But
okay,
now, if I get a problem statement, I know where to start, or I
okay,
know at least where to start.
okay. So you're
With
saying
there,
like
I
you
can.
have yeah, you're saying like you have a structure. Like let's say like you're given an ML project. So you
Yeah.
always start with the problem statement, right? So you try to understand the problem. That means so whatever is involved. Okay, you try to gather that particular information. Okay, so next you go for like data setup. Then you go to the modeling. Okay, once the modeling is done, maybe like you also can have some visualization analytics. Then probably you go to the deployment. So this is how the ML projects work. So I think right now you have that clarity, correct? So any machine learning problem given to you will follow this methodology. Okay, so that is what you're saying, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So last two questions. So how has this internship influenced your career goals? So that means, let's say, like you have some career goals, saying that, let's say, like I want to be a data scientist or I want to be an ML engineer. Okay. So I don't know, like what career goals you have. So how this internship has influenced your career goals?
So, so first I was like, I just have to get a job or something. So basically, I joined this course particularly. Then nobody
Uh-huh.
forced me to join this course. I was like, I wanted to do something in computer science and that. And
No, what
then,
I'm asking, what I'm asking, let's say like you wanted to become or before this internship or even now. Okay, let's say like your target is to like get a job in let's say like you're focusing on mang companies. Okay, so I understand like I believe like you understand what is mang or fang, correct? So Facebook, Amazon, okay, all these
yeah, yeah, yeah.
companies put together, they are called as fang or mang companies. Okay, so let's say like you target to become or you target to get a job in those companies. So that might be your career goal, right? So with respect to that, okay, so how this internship has helped you? Okay, do you like earlier? I don't think you would have felt confident, right? So when you think about these companies, right? So you're typically talking about DSA and all these things, right? So there are different things that people talk about, right? So if you have to get into these companies, maybe like you'll have to solve lead code problems. That is DS. You'll have to work on DSAs and all these stuffs. So now, since this like internship has given you some value and some impact, so how do you feel, like with respect to your career goal? Do you feel like your career goals can at least be achieved now, or like at least you're on a path to get there? So how do you feel about all these things?
Yeah, sir. I think I'm in the path.
Yes. So
Before
yes.
the
So
internship,
yes, 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 yes. I do agree. Like you will have to work more. Right? That means like work more in the sense and work in more projects, right? So right now
yeah,
I gave you like a project on the supply chain side. So you'll also have to understand the other sectors or other like functions like retail, healthcare. So healthcare is one area like where there is a lot of scope. Okay, so you'll have to work on a lot of projects with respect to these industries. So like typically when you talk about Google, okay, they do have their own projects. Plus they like work with different clients from retail, healthcare, all these things. So when you go there or when you get a job in Google, right? So you don't know in which particular area you will be working. So you may support Google's operations or Google's own projects, or they might put it into a client project. You don't know. So when that is the case, like you'll have to have more exposure with respect to different industry. Okay, so that I don't know like how you'll approach. So maybe like you can take up such projects on your own. Maybe like you can go for some other internship, or like even if you're interested here, you can just definitely come in and you can take up some internship. So obviously what I'm trying to say, this will influence your career goals. Okay, so you feel having these kind of knowledge and skills or like experience will definitely help me achieve my goals. Okay, so now you're confident, or at least you're somewhat confident. Okay, so that's what you're saying, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So final question, like what did you like the most about this internship structure and the mentorship? Okay, internship structure in the sense, so randomly we don't do anything, right? So I'm not starting with modeling. Okay, so randomly I'm not throwing saying that you have this problem, you work on these models, you work on these things. Okay, I'm not randomly pushing anything. So this internship has a structure. Okay, so when I started out, like I gave you some assignments to work to understand how you're comfortable, or how comfortable you are in different areas, right? So I wanted to understand with respect to data, I wanted to understand with respect to modeling. Okay, so there are different aspects to this particular project. So I gave you the assignments first. Okay, only then I took you into this project. So we followed a structure, right? So what did you like most about this internship structure and the mentorship that was given?
Yes, that was a thing I was about to tell. So
Okay.
the flow was better. I felt like collecting data before collecting data, correct dimensions and facts was new to
Mm-hmm.
me as well as good. And then joining it after that, data pre-processing, after that EDA, and then
Okay.
the flow was good actually. I think it is the proper flow to work on.
Okay. Yes. So we have a structure here, right? So we don't go random. Okay.
Yeah,
So we're not messing up any everything, right? So everything has like a right direction. Okay. So first understand the problem, set up data, then like explore models. Okay, then implement the models, then deploy the models. Okay, then like create the UI, then like deploy the whole UI. So we have a structure like this. And one more thing, like if you are to work on like some other companies or some other projects, I don't know how they work with respect to data. Okay, so they may give you some ready-made data. Okay, so example, like they may give you an Excel file or a CSV file, or like they may ask you to connect to a database and get the data. Okay, so here we have done everything from scratch, right? So we are, or you can say like we have done the reverse engineering. Okay, so instead of having a file, okay, so we went back the reverse way. So we had everything put together as dimension tables, fact tables. Then we integrated that and got one particular consolidated file. Okay, so that served us the data point for all your models and application. So everything had a structure. Okay, so that is what I feel would have helped you. And what about the mentorship? Like, how was the mentorship, and what did you like, or what did you dislike, or what were the positive points, negative points? Okay, anything on the mentorship side?
yeah, yeah. So overall, mentorship was pretty good, sir. I would say. Uh,
Okay.
weekly
Yes,
check-ins.
how do you compare this mentorship with your academic mentorship? Let's say like you are working on a capstone project, or you would have worked on a capstone project, right? So there also you would have got some guidance, support, mentorship, etc. So how do you compare that particular mentorship and this particular mentorship? Like, do you see a difference? Do you see benefits of this particular mentorship or that particular mentorship? Like, how do you make a comparison?
Yeah, it was not. I would not say it is pretty similar, but it is. There are similarities here and there, but they don't have weekly check-ins. They didn't check in for weekly reports or anything, but we had weekly check-ins for like 2 days, I guess. Yeah, 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, and then other things, if I would say, uh, feedbacks helped me a lot to improve, I guess. Whichever
Okay,
feedbacks you gave, it helped me.
okay,
Uh, Also, I think you were interested in my progress as well.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
So right. Okay, yes, I get it. Okay. So you felt like the overall mentorship did help you. Okay,
yeah,
so things that were not clear were cleared on the call. Like we had this meeting, I think twice a week, correct?
yeah.
Yes, so twice a week, we missed out a few times because of like your commitments, my commitments. So that is fine, but like things were regularly communicated, and like feedbacks were given, and you are able to get the changes done or get things fixed, and ultimately like we had some a product ultimately arising. So that's wonderful. Okay, so fine. And one generic question, right? So these are the questions I had to put up. So something like apart from this, I want to ask, like, do you suggest this internship to anybody? So let's say like any college students, or like let's say any professional who wants to get into data science role or machine learning role. Like, do you suggest this internship to them, or how is it?
Sir, I would give you, to be honest, if I mean, to be tell you friendly, apart from mentor, I would say, shall I say that,
Hmm.
sir? Like,
Yes, yes,
uh,
yes. Be open. Okay, no worries.
this is a very good experience, but apart from the experience, the fees is the only issue here, sir. Without,
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel right with fees, I guess.
Yes, so that like I had to fix that, because like we are spending a lot of time, right? So the
Yeah,
time has to be given some value, right? So if you work with me, then I'll have to give some value to you. Okay,
yeah,
you have to give some value to me, right? So here money is the value, right? So except that I don't know like what value can you give to people, right? So time is very critical. Okay, if I have to sit half an hour with you like every week twice, okay, I can do something in my 1 hour that I spend with you. Okay, so that is important, right? So apart from this, like I'm looking into your UI, and like doing a lot of things, okay, working with you, this like I can do without any cost. Okay, so I am not in that particular situation as of now. Like as I told you, like I'm a startup, right? So I need some funding. So I am expecting some funding from you. And using this fund, like I'm trying to use up this for my company operations, not completely, at least it will help me in some regards. Okay, so that is why I have this fee structure. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this fee structure. See, at least I don't know like when it will come. Maybe like in another 2-3 years. Okay, we should be doing this internship, offering this internship, without any fees, or like we might be taking interns and we might be paying them. Okay, so that will happen only when we have support. Support in the sense like we have client projects, the client is paying us something like that. Okay, so ultimately I'm talking about the revenue generation. Okay, so if that is there, I can go with this module where I don't charge anything and I pay the interns. Okay, so that will happen at some point in time. like maybe like you are not aware of all these things, so but like this is my duty to tell you, we are in such situation. Okay, so that is the only reason. Plus I do understand, like you are students, and I didn't want to charge pretty high. Like you are paying, you pay, I don't know like how much you are paying to your college, right? So per semester 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, I don't know how much you are paying. See, paying 5,000 is not a big deal, right? So I did give you some flexibility installments. Okay, I didn't pressurize you. All these things were there. Okay, so you should never think about the fees. Okay, so think this as an investment. Okay, so if you put 5,000, now you see like you're feeling confident about this internship. Okay, so that is the take home. Okay, so use this for your future endeavors. Okay, so work on more projects, then you'll be more confident, right? So now when you compare yourself with your other friends who have graduated with you, okay, so you should be far ahead of them. Okay, so you got to this particular stage because of what you paid and what you learned here, right? So take it in that way. Okay, so don't think about money. Money we are spending a lot, right? So we go out, like we like consume some food outside, we spend. Okay, so a lot of things we are doing that may not be even necessary, but we are doing it, right? So we don't realize that. Okay, but the money you put here, okay, so this is worth, I don't know like how many dollars or how many rupees. So it is worth a lot. Okay, which you will not understand now. You will understand only when you go to an industry, you face a similar situation, like you work on this particular let's say like supply chain. Then like you will recollect whatever you have done, and you may like follow these things and work on the project the same way. Okay, you will remember whatever happened in this particular internship. So all these things are there, like I don't want to like tell you more in detail, but at least you have some understanding on all these things. Okay, so that is my like response to the fees and other things. Okay.